Hi everyone, my name is Crystal Bianca and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown of my progress in self-publishing my first book. In one of my previous videos I did say that I wanted to finish my third draft by the end of February, and I've met that goal. That's done, and the next step in the process was to give my work to my beta readers. Me stepping away from my work couldn't have come at a better time. I think that the universe has a way of making things fall into place, I guess, because right now I'm not in the position to be working on my writing, working on my book. I'm not in the mindset. Something's happened and writing isn't my first priority right now. It's like this was always going to be a planned break for March for me to step away from my work, but now that's cemented into place because I don't have enough time to work on my writing, and right now is a time that I really need to spend with my family. Before all this went down, I did get into contact with my beta readers. I actually finished doing my third draft like on maybe the last day of February, so it was right down to the T to what I had set out for me to finish that third draft by. From my research, they did say to have 3 to 5 beta readers, and I think that's a pretty good amount. I don't want too many beta readers because I feel like if I have a lot of beta readers, I'm just going to be overwhelmed with all their feedback. So I've gotten 2 beta readers that are within my target age range, which is, I think my book is targeted from like 18 to like 25-year-olds. And then I've got 1 beta reader that's not, which is completely fine. And what I did was I saved a copy of my work as a beta copy, and then I put like a beta copy header on, and I emailed that over as well as what I call my beta reader form. So what I did was I got a Word document together and I put together, let me check how many questions. I think I put together around 8 questions, and for them to really answer, because I think like a lot of normal people haven't heard the term beta reader and they're not really sure what a beta reader is supposed to do. So I thought that I would help them out a bit, so I'm getting the feedback that I really want. Some of the questions that were on the form is, are there any inconsistencies in the writing of the book? Are there any plot holes? Did the dialogue keep your interest? Are there any parts of the story that are unnecessary? Are there any parts of the story where you were bored and you're skipping through the pages? It's sort of questions like that. Because really the main point of a beta reader is to give you advice on the plot, the characters, and the structure of your book. Let me tell you how hard it was hitting that send button and sending away my work for other eyes. It was just, I think I had a little bit of a panic attack because there was a part of me that was like, I don't care, I need it out there, I need to do this is a step in the process, like people need to see your work, you need feedback. And then there was another part of me that was like, no, like don't look at it, like it feels really personal, my writing. And I'm one of those people who is a bit afraid of criticism. Like I know I need it, but like I'm just a pretty sensitive person. But I don't want that to stop other people from giving me advice to make my book the best book that it can be. You know what? I am actually still nervous now. Like, my writing's sent off, other people are looking at it, and I can do nothing but sit there. I don't know whether they think that my writing is just absolute rubbish. But, like, I've spent so much time and hard work on this writing, so I guess you just want to be validated that what you're doing is right, what you're doing is good, like, and your effort was all worth it. I've given my beta readers a really loose deadline. Like originally I was going to give them 1 month, but that's just not enough. I don't want them to rush the whole process. So I have given them till the end of April. That gives them 2 months to have a look through it. I feel like I might get feedback earlier from some people, But once I do start getting feedback too, I'm not sure whether I want to really look at it straight away, because like I said before, I'm really not in the mindset to be taking on feedback about my book, considering what's happening elsewhere in my life. Another problem is the perfectionist in me. So if I receive feedback from one person and saying, look, you need to fix this, this and this, I'm going to want to go back to my document straight away and fix these things and not leave it the way that it is. But I did promise to myself that I would give myself that month break away from my work, so when I came back to my work I could really look at it with new eyes. And I really can't do that if I keep going back and forth trying to fix mistakes. And I think it's better off to waiting until I get a few pieces of feedback to actually compare, to see whether some people have the same opinions, some people have different opinions, just so I'm not really rushing the process and changing things straight away just because one person didn't like something. And I think in the end too, it's really up to me and what I want this book to look like, and whether I think that these changes are necessary. I may not have as much time to work my book now, but I think that's completely fine, because the things that I need to work on can be worked on in short periods of time. So I'm planning on doing some future videos where I'm actually going to try and work out my title. So I'm going to record myself so you guys can join in on the process, as well as my blurb and my book cover. I'm not too sure about my book cover yet, but I'll figure out a way to do that. I've tried to find a few screen recording softwares. If any of you guys know any great screen recording like apps or websites or anything like that, shoot them down in the comments down below, because I'm actually having a lot of trouble finding them, because I thought that it would be really good if I could actually share with you guys the process of me actually putting my whole book cover together. Another thing I still need to do is I need to figure out what sort of categories I want my book to be in. So I've actually come up with some main sort of categories, but I still need to come up with some subcategories so I know, so everything's planned and I know exactly what I'm doing when it gets time to actually put my book on Amazon. Once I get my story back from my beta readers, I'm going to be working a lot on fixing any of the story problems, and then after that I'm going to do a whole other process of editing where I'm actually going to be formatting my book. My diary entries are still a problem because I'm not sure whether they look exactly the way I want them to look like. I have sent a message through one of my Facebook writing groups and I've gotten all of these different pieces of advice, so I think I'm going to really try out some of the advice and see which way sort of suits the diary entries. Because some people are saying to use a different font, some people are saying to use italics and use the same font. Other people are telling me to not even use italics, keep it just the same font as all the rest, but actually indent margins and use a section break. I really need to experiment with all that. But yeah, it's been a pretty hectic time, and I don't know whether I'm going to get my book out when I said I was going to get it out, but I'm just going to see how it goes, and I'm not going to rush the process. It's going to come out when I'm ready for the book to come out. If I feel like doing something in my free time, I'll go out and I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave it. But I think that it's good that I am where I am right now, because if I was still in the middle of writing my first draft or doing the big editing process, it would be a completely different story. But because I've just got these little things to do right now and no serious writing, I can still get some stuff done. I'm going to leave you guys here. If any of you guys are interested in following my journey of self-publishing my first book, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if any of you have any questions for me, drop a comment down below, and thank you for watching.